Welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. Pull up a bar stool and join us for a random conversation, guaranteed to make you think or your money back.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
Hey Sam, good to be here. How you doing?
I'm doing really, really well. And feeling pretty grateful actually at the moment that I know so many really awesome people.
Yeah. We that was good the other night when we sort of saw Kim off for a big trip away and caught up with some people we haven't seen for a while. That was cool.
It was very cool, and I can't hear properly. Can you hear properly? Yeah. No, I'm good now. I don't know what's going on.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone that listens to the podcast. It's just me and Chris talking randomly, and thought I'd do a bit of a shout out to some of the people I know that are listening. So big hi to Jason, Amber, Carl, Sarah, the guys at Podfellas. There's too many of you to mention, so I'm just going to clump you all together.
We'll just clump you, yep.
Who else? Oh, I think Fid's in there.
Fid's in there.
And Adam, hopefully. Adam, you better be listening to this. You know which Adam I'm talking about,
I know which Adam
not the
you're
other
talking
Adam.
about, not the other Adam. Yeah, I know exactly which Adam. The podcast seems to be going quite well. We seem to be we're getting some feedback. In fact, before I forget,
before you forget, you will have to mention this right now.
Leaning away from the microphone, here we go. I have just picked up a little plastic bag with Snoopy on it, and in this bag we have our very first. I guess you'd call them a sponsor.
I'm going to call them a sponsor because I'm going to keep mentioning their name.
Yeah, okay, so back in episode, I want to say 12, but I'll let Sam check it out and make sure we got it right. We had a bit of actually I think it's 15, I tell a lie.
You're just making numbers up.
I'm making numbers up. No, I think it's 15 because it was the 15th, 2015. No, it'd be 14 then.
Yeah, episode 14.
Episode 14, we talked about...
The chrisandsampodcast.com/EP018.
Yeah. That one. We were talking about some pretty horrendous coffee that we got from...
and a really crap hot chocolate.
Yeah, that we got terrible. From Memento. And so after that, I ended up talking to my friends at Urge Coffee in Victoria Street. And I sort of mentioned the podcast, mentioned this. So we have some giveaways from Urge for the next few episodes. So what we're going to do is the giveaway is like a coffee for two, basically. You take a friend and you shout them a coffee and you don't have to pay for either of them. Woohoo!
Yeah, big thanks to Urge for that.
Yeah, and Urge is great. I go there quite a bit. So does Carl, that we've had in the podcast before. So, love the people at Urge, Sissy and Jeffrey and stuff like that. So go and see those guys and check them out anyway. But we will have a voucher up for grabs later on, and as we go through, we'll figure out how we're going to give it away.
I think the people just need to comment.
Yeah, it will be a comment, but it'll be a comment on something we talk about today.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I think that's the way to do it. All right, so, on with the show.
Yes.
Did you like my dramatic insert?
It was
there?
intense.
So, I've got to get this off my chest, and I don't even know if this is something that you want to talk about in this podcast.
Okay, I have no idea what...
No, you don't.
Go.
Terrorist attacks in Paris. Like, I know this...
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, but this is a big deal sort of thing. But what gets me is that it's morally a hard thing to deal with, right? So, I'll explain what I mean.
Yeah, you better explain. I'm just staring at you blankly.
First of all, people going around shooting people, bad. No, two ways about it.
No, that's never a good thing.
That's bad. Like,
actually, that I worry about that a lot.
But, I mean, what these guys in the paper were doing specifically, it wasn't that great either. Like, there was some of the stuff that they do isn't, like, very good in terms of the information they put out, as I understand it. And this is just from reading a whole lot of articles and internet stuff on the thing, right? And then you've got that whole other layer of, what would you call it? I'm cynical, basically. So you've got the French going on about how bad terrorists is.
Yeah.
They're the only national terrorist body that ever terrorized New Zealand and killed somebody over here with a bomb.
That's true.
And you've got Israel going over there for the march. And I don't know about you guys, but I think they're as big a terrorist as anybody else with pushing the Gazan people out into that strip and then just hammering the hell out of them. It's just like, The initial thing that went wrong, bad, terrible,
Yeah.
shouldn't have happened, horrible, feel for the families and all that sort of thing. But the way the countries have jumped on there, propagandizing it and making themselves look good, and they're just like, screw you.
I actually haven't been keeping up with the news lately. I've been in holiday mode, so
Oh yeah, you were away.
I was away for a bit.
Yeah, we'll get into those stories because those will be much more interesting than this. But anyway, I'm just curious. Let me know what you think if you're listening to this. If you have a strong opinion, and no, we won't make this a coffee giveaway because
No coffee giveaway.
Not on that one.
Not
No.
on that one.
I don't know. It's just been bugging me. So I've vented now. I'm good.
Very good. I went to another museum. That's what I was going to say.
On your holiday. Well,
Actually, I've been to 2 museums now that I think about it.
Awesome.
First off, I went to Waikato Museum, and that was pretty cool. And I said I was going to give them a shout out. So, hello, Waikato Museum. Thank you for a very entertaining morning.
What was the best thing there for you?
Well, they've got a whole, one of the exhibits they have is Sounds Amazing. I'm just looking at it now. I just want to get this right. Yeah, so they've got Excite, which is all the cool stuff that kids can do. And then they've got Planet Warriors, which is all about being eco-smart. And there's games and puzzles and things to do there. And you have to fill out a form.
Oh, so you took your daughter along as an excuse for you to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then when you buy those two, for $1 extra, you can go to the Sounds Amazing exhibition, and it's Discover the Science of Sound, and it's just awesome. There's heaps of things to do and see and play with, and it's...
Like what? What do you do? Like, what's in there?
There was like a giant keyboard. There's ones that alter your voice. There's the
throat mic.
Yeah, the throat mic thing.
Yeah.
You stick that on, and there's about 20 or 30 different little science experiments all there to do with sound.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Did you pick anything up that'll help us with the podcast?
Probably don't yell into the mics.
Oh, oops.
So that was good. And they, with the Eco Warrior, at the end you give your card back and you have like a 3-digit code. And depending on what your number is, depending how well you did, they give you a little badge. So I think we got level 2 Eco Warrior thing. It was really cool. So that was good.
Sweet. So you've been to a lot of museums. How does the Waikato one sort of stack up?
Well, honestly, I just went to those 3
exhibitions
without even looking at the rest of the museum.
Right. You've been there before, though.
I went there, sort of. I went there once with my daughter when she was really little, and they had a Dr. Seuss exhibition, and we walked in, and about 2 minutes into it, she's like, nah, I don't want to be here, and walked out.
So basically the answer is no, you haven't.
No, not really.
I think I've done more than that. Anyway, okay.
But it's pretty good. I think it was $8 for a kid and $5 for a kid, $8 for an adult, something like that.
Yeah.
It was quite cheap. It was good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And the other museum, you went to another one, you said. So
yeah.
This was your trip down south, right?
Yeah, I've been down to Christchurch for 5 days. So that's pretty cool. Did a day trip to Timaru and checked out the Caroline Bay Association. That's those Bert and Ernie heads that I've sent the photo of. Remember those? Paper mache looking weird heads.
Okay, I might have missed that.
Oh, where
Chris,
have you been?
Pay attention.
I know, you send things to people and no one looks at things. It's shocking.
I always look at postcards.
Really?
One of my friends sends postcards.
Does anyone send you postcards?
Yeah, one of my friends from everywhere around the world. Like, oh, wow. Okay, so you're going to put those...
Yeah, I'll put them up so you can have a look at them.
Not Bert.
There's Bert.
Oh, okay. Right.
So these are paper mache heads. That's like the traditional moving clown games, sideshow stalls. And this has been set up, and it's like a little purpose-built building, and they've got like a little carnival thing going on. And I posted those on Twitter, and people came back to me. And I'll tell you who came back to me. Kate at Wintec came back to me.
Yeah.
She's from down those ways. I remember going there when I was a kid, 20 years ago. It looks exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
Everything's exactly the same. So these guys have been...
That's Timaru in the time warp.
Yeah, so that's right. I went to the Timaru Museum.
Yep.
Very, very small. But they did have the potential very first airplane that made flight.
Ooh.
Before the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
If you sort of vaguely know that story.
Yeah, I know that story, but I always thought it was up north.
No, there it is in the roof.
Ooh. Actually, I think I did see you tweet that, but I had no idea what it was, and I thought it was just some model some guy.
No. So that's pretty cool. Very small museum.
Well, that'll be in the show notes. So there's an excuse to go to
The ChrisandSamPodcast.com.
Yes.
What else? Went to a breakfast restaurant in Christchurch called Drexel's.
That sounds familiar. Do they have one in Auckland as well?
No.
Okay.
It sounds like a cleaning company or a company that makes chemicals to me.
Okay.
But you have to book in. It's ultra busy. It's so busy the waitress spilt milk all over us. But that was just an accident.
I was going to say, get out. Psst.
No, it was good. got a free meal out of that. And
sweet.
Really nice food. So check that out. And yeah, it was really good. Trying to think about any other memorable...
Well, no, I did like the photos that you sent through from Cookie Time.
Oh, yeah. Checked out the Cookie Time factory.
It's pretty well sorted there. Like it looks like
Unfortunately,
a real event.
Unfortunately, they don't do any tours anymore because I love seeing how things are made.
Right.
Like that would have been like the best experience in the world, just watching a factory making cookies. Health and safety, can't bring anyone through anymore.
Oh, really? Because I remember doing like the Tip Top factory in Lower Hutt, I think it was, when I was a kid at school in Wellington. And we all got a jelly tip afterwards. It was awesome. I don't know. I think I was about 7, but it was brilliant.
So I ended up buying my kilo of broken cookie pieces, $9. It was good. So what have you been? It was
good. You finished it all.
Well, yeah, I ended up taking it to... I've been in Tauranga as well, and my sister can't stop eating, so she finished them off. That's her own words.
She's listened to this podcast too, isn't she?
No, she doesn't know how podcasts work. Keep trying to educate her about that. In about 6 months, she'll start probably working it out.
She'll start working it out. Okay.
So what have you been up to? Because I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh gosh. I've got loads and loads of projects on the go at the moment, and I had been, what is the nice way of saying it? Procrastinating. I hadn't been getting very far with some of them. So in the last couple of days particularly, I've jumped in and and got a lot of stuff done, planned out for the year. And so, but there's not much I can share about any of that at the moment.
No, that's okay.
So, but I have been busy. And I've got my hand in a splint. So I hurt my thumb at, I think I moaned about it on an episode earlier, about being old after feeling old, going to karate and at a grading, fighting and stuff. But I actually quite badly damaged my ulterior cruciate ligament in my right thumb.
Oh, that's what I thought it was when I looked at your hand.
Yeah. Well, so the physio, she was feeling my thumb quite a lot, and she found that that was the problem. I don't think you were feeling my hand as much. You know, that's probably why your diagnosis wasn't as good. But anyway, so I'm wearing some pretty cool plastic technology. Like they just heat it and shape it, and it goes really hard, and it stops my thumb moving around. Makes it a little bit difficult to write, but I can pick things up, which I couldn't do without it. So that's pretty cool. So that the Lisa Hansen Physiotherapy Clinic, they specialise in hands. Did you know that physios specialise in hands?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't realise. I thought they would. No.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, because
specialise in hands.
That's different. With anything, that's a different way, is looking at things as being real niche.
Yeah, specialised.
So, specialise in one thing.
Yeah. So, it's pretty cool. And so Kelly, the person that's been looking after me, works there. She's, doing her postgrad in hands and whatever now. And, she's like, well, I decided I want to do this as a career for life. And, I can work on hands when I'm 70, whereas you can't like stretch somebody's hamstrings out when you get old and stuff. So I was like, that's an interesting thought. So there you go. So that's really all that's from me. It's really boring. I'm sorry.
That's no good. The only other thing I did the other day was I got a Garmin Vivo Fit.
He's copying me. We'll have to get a picture of the two wrists.
Well, yeah. I actually bought it for my birthday last week.
All right.
So.
Happy birthday for last week.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know it was your birthday last week.
No one did. Somewhere along the lines, I turned off the notification thing on Facebook, so no one knew. Won't go into all that, but if you want to check out blogofsam.com. I wrote a post about all that. More photos from my trip is up on my website.
Cool.
But really liking it. That's all I want to say now.
Yeah. So how many... Actually, because I've connected with you on the Garmin thing on the website.
Yeah, well, I know 2 people that have these.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
Yeah.
And my friend's got one, so...
Yeah, so I've connected with you, and I've changed my details so that connections can see. So you can see my steps now.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Ah.
He did 13,000 yesterday.
Yeah, it was a bit low, bit of a slow day.
Bit low. Holy crap.
Oh, my bigger days are in the 25s.
Whoa.
But
mine's just automatically working it out for me.
Yeah, I know. So
I think I only have to do 6,500 at the moment.
Yeah, and mine, mine usually the goal is around 12 for me, and if I go below that, then it knocks it back quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Anyway, so yeah, the Garmin Vivo Fit, definitely check those things out. Those are pretty cool. Good tech.
I just remembered what I was going to check up on, and for all you people out there wondering how the Madonna tattoo book's going.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is, Carl sends
Bet
us
us $1.
Carl bet us $1, but he also sends us random updates, and the updates sometimes just say 26 packers, and that's it. And
They're not. Oh yeah, they are over 26 now, aren't they?
I think some of them are him. To be honest,
Lush Monster,
we know it's you,
and the Hartley, and Carl, and yeah, they're all the same guy.
31 backers, 2,716 backed out of the $7,000. 2 weeks to go. I don't know. No, I'm confident that they're not going to make it.
Yeah, totally. Hey, while we're on that subject, and because we mentioned it a little bit earlier before we started recording, what we do in the shadows have a Kickstarter. You pointed that out to me. Yeah. So they want to get into the US. Now, I went to a talk by Taika and Jermaine about this, and so for part of the Film Writers Guild, and it was cool listening to them. But people probably don't realize this, but they're doing all the distribution themselves. They haven't got a company doing it; they're doing it themselves. So this is pretty cool, and they've done really, really well. Their PR in Wellington was brilliant. So throughout New Zealand was brilliant. They did really well with that, and they've done pretty well taking it around Europe. Now they're doing a Kickstarter campaign. You can check it out. Where they're wanting $400,000 to kick into the American market. Now, as I've mentioned on earlier podcasts, I'm working on a book with the best crowdfunding person in New Zealand, Kat Jenkins, and so we're working on this book together. And so I know a lot more than I did 6 months ago. But I mentioned this to Kat, and she had a quick look at it and said, ooh, they haven't hit their milestones, actually hit the targets. You know, they need to either change what they're doing or they need to change it up in order to get their targets, because on the face of where they're at now, they're not going to make it, which is really interesting. And I was saying to you, Sam, I think their problem is that they're appealing to the American market, and the American market don't know that they want to see.
They don't even know they exist or what it's about.
Yeah, so it's a no. It's a no-go. It's not going to work. I think what they should have done is appeal to all the people that have seen it around the world and say, we want to invade America in a more vampire-y way than that.
Yeah.
And they want to invade America. And then and use that fan base to drive them forward. Because I think the crowdfunding...
Because their goal is $400,000.
Yeah, so if they don't hit that goal, they don't get any money. And it ain't going to happen. That, and the other thing I know Kat would have said, I feel like I can read Kat's mind sometimes now because we talk so much about this on the book, is she would have said, you know, they should have started with a smaller amount, they should have done a few campaigns and built up that fan base, and then they would go. Having said that, they do have a big fan base in Facebook and stuff, and the other social medias, because of all the other stuff
so they might be able to drive the people.
Yeah, they're just going to have to, they need to pivot on this campaign and to make
But you want to do it pretty quick. Like,
exactly.
Because it's,
They have to change some messaging right now. So, Jermaine, if you're listening, give us a call. I'll help you out.
Yeah, just like that.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, just... Okay. I've got this Google document that I put ideas down for things that are interesting to talk about on the podcast. And because I've been away on holiday, I've just opened it up. And for the life of me, I don't even know what half these things are. I'm looking at them, and... one of the things I've come across, though, I was going to mention to you, and I wouldn't do this because there's an app you can get called Pact, P-A-C-T, and you earn cash for living healthy, and I've just lost it. Hang on, give me...
Because you would end up broke?
Possibly.
You'd have to pay them?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I want to read it. Pact is the most effective way to keep your fitness and weight loss resolution in 2015. Earn cash for staying active, paid by members who don't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You'd be broke.
So, no, I'd probably be... No, I just don't feel like giving people money for something like that.
Yeah. Actually, Tim Ferriss has talked about these a couple of years back, quite a bit. There's a couple of sites that do things where you set up a goal and you put in some cash. I'm trying to remember the name of any of them, but I can't right now. And you put in the cash and you pick the worst charity you can think of.
Oh, yes. I've
And
heard,
then if you don't get your goal, that donation goes to that horrible charity
that you don't like.
That's
one way to do it.
So, I could, put the money towards the Labour Party or something, and then I'd be like, no! Kim will be killing me when she hears this. I know, I keep tapping things.
It was the zip that first put me onto it. It was shocking.
I play with things with my fingers, apparently. Clicking pens ruins Sam's editing of the podcast.
It took a while to get rid of most of the clicking pens, and now he's playing with a zip and a carabiner that's stuck to the side of his drink bottle.
Thank you. The zip on the drink bottle, not my zip.
Your drink bottle.
Just want to clarify that.
That'd be weird.
Right, so, what else have you got on that list of yours there, Sam?
I was going to say, have you seen Moon, the movie?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, it's very good. You should check it out. You'd really like it. They harvest minerals on the moon.
Oh, right.
And they send a person up. They replace this person every... I can't remember what the time frame is.
6 months or something.
Yeah. And, he's sort of stuck on the moon. He's stuck on the moon and because the thing's broken, and it's really cool. It's got a bit of a twist in there.
Right. You're selling it, Sam. You're selling it so bad right now.
No. I honestly, I don't know how much more I could say.
But you really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's awesome.
So who is it known actors, or is it just like a... you don't have to look that up.
No, I will now because I want to find out, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can't think.
Because you remember when we were talking about Ready Player One, and we were saying, I think, it'd be cool if non-known actors...
Oh, yeah, Kevin Spacey's in this.
Oh, right.
Sam Rockwell.
It's a 2009 movie. Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it.
And look, it's got an 8. They've rated it 8.
On IMDb. 10. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to check that out. So I'm going to movie night tomorrow night, and we're going to watch some under the radar movies from 2014.
Oh. Okay.
I can't tell you what they are because I can't remember, and I don't have them written down nearby. But it's like some movies that didn't hit really mainstream in New Zealand, but I don't think they even turned up on the theatres. But it's a movie buffs night, so I'm going to be going to. Oh, that's not tomorrow night; it's tonight. Yeah, so that'd be quite cool. And my friends all went to Birdman, and I was a bit broke and couldn't afford to go. And I went.
That also, that turned out it was Kim's farewell. So
yeah, it was Kim's farewell. So
did you hear anything back from that?
Yeah, well, I spoke to Paige yesterday, and she really enjoyed it. And and on Facebook, Sash and that, I haven't caught up with them in person yet, but they really were rating it like huge 5 stars and stuff. And I hadn't even heard of it. I was like, I don't know.
I vaguely remember seeing a trailer a couple of months ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it was really, really good. So maybe Birdman, if it's still on when you're listening to this podcast, go and
yeah, it's not your standard superhero sort of.
Yeah, something like that is what what Sash was saying. So I had no idea.
It's a bit more dramatic, I think.
I had in my head, I think, the Birdcage.
Ah,
that's older film.
That's completely different.
I know, but that was in my head when they were saying, "Do you want to come to Birdman?" I'm like, not really.
Okay.
All right. So, how many steps have you got on your Vito so far today? I thought I was doing really well, but that's the goal.
1,203.
Oh, you like totally wasting me. I'm at 912.
Shocking.
Yeah, but that's because I've only walked downstairs.
Oh, look at you go. So we need to come up with a question for you guys to win the Urge voucher.
Okay.
Is Urge anywhere else? Or is it just in Hamilton?
No, it's just in Hamilton. It's just a local thing.
So this is just for local people.
Apparently there's an Urge, because I kept, back in the day I was in Foursquare, and I used to click I'm going to Urge all the time, and I got some funny comment, like when you visit a place on Foursquare and it's
sorry. As soon as you said Foursquare, I was thinking, why are you in a dairy?
No, Foursquare, the app.
That's how often I use Foursquare.
Well, I've uninstalled the thing now. They made it unusable.
Because they broke it out to 2 different
Yeah,
apps,
and then it was okay. And then it was like, oh, we can't find you. And the GPS, turn your GPS on. My GPS is on. You're useless. I guess so. It would take me 15 minutes to log in
to
somewhere.
tell someone
like,
where you are.
I'm not going to do that. So I uninstalled it. But anyway, back in the day, I used to go to Urge all the time. I used to catch up with Carl there quite a bit, and I'd check in there, and I get a lot of comments from the people in Auckland. It turns out that in Auckland, in K Road, there's a shop called Urge which doesn't sell coffee.
Awesome. That's good.
It's a sex shop, and they're like, "Why are you at a sex shop at lunchtime on a Wednesday?" I was like, "No, it's a cafe.
Because it's Wednesday.
It makes the best coffee in Hamilton."
Good to know.
Yeah. So that's Urge. So what I think is that if you're listening to the podcast, you've been to a museum. Tell us what museum you went to and what was the best exhibit, or any story about it. Just throw a comment about that. You can comment on the website itself.
Yeah.
Or you can jump on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can even do it on Twitter.
I will check that.
With a photo. Yeah, because I'm crap at checking Twitter.
Yeah.
With a photo, but if you do it on Twitter, obviously you've got to put our at the Chris and Sam pod.
Yeah. That'll be cool. And we'll
and we will put all those names into a hat, and we will pull one out, and they will be sent a wonderful voucher for 2 to Urge in Victoria Street, Hamilton.
Yeah, massive thanks to Urge for that.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
Well, it's pretty good for us,
It is.
Yeah, so that's cool. And Carl, you're not allowed to win. So
no, well,
your name will be pulled out.
Actually, but if Carl can come up with something really epic, I might.
He's not eligible.
He's not eligible? Oh, okay.
No, because he's the main profit centre for that cafe.
Oh,
if he didn't buy his coffees, they would go out of business.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt their bottom line. Okay.
Oh, I'm just joking. But okay, so that's pretty much it for this.
Yeah, this episode.
Yeah, this episode. Right. So, next time I think I've got a couple of other more controversial things to talk about. Woohoo. So we'll
look forward to that. So check us out, Facebook, The Chris and Sam Podcast.
Yep. And at the Chris and Sam Pod on Twitter. And the Chris and Sam podcast.com. And this is episode 18.
Until next time.
See you then.
See ya.
Hope you enjoy the show. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tell your friend.